This is a review of the Trent Austin TA Screech, which ends with a DS. So these mouthpieces are made by Peter Pickett, and they are very high quality, very nice machining. And this one is special because it's supposed to be apparently one of the shallowest mouthpieces that Trent Austin offers. However, it doesn't seem that shallow to me, and we're going to measure that in a minute. And I'm also going to measure the throat right now. It is a 143. A 144 would not fit in there, so it's really small. And before I get into the cup and the diameter and everything else, I'm going to measure the length. We got to turn that on. 344 or 3433 is the length on this one. The depth on the website says extremely shallow. It really doesn't seem like that at all. I would say that it's approaching maybe a C cup in Bach. But the way we measure that is I would set this to 375, and then I would scribe a circle inside here, and I'm going to do that on camera here in a minute. And then I would measure the depth and the diameter at that circle. So I will do that in just a second. I'm going to measure the diameter at the radii at the top first, which is right here. And that takes a little adjusting to get just right. Okay, it's maybe 614. It's really tough to get an accurate number. The website says 617. Now, to get the measurement that we use here at Harrelson Trumpets, I need to scribe it, like I said, at 375. So I'm going to do that quickly. And now I'm going to measure the depth. And the depth on this one is maybe around 215. So it's not extremely shallow at all. It is quite narrow though. And the back bore measures 335. So we have what really appears to be just a very narrow cushion rim version of almost a standard cup depth. So the outside diameter is 1087. And that is a little off from the website as well. It just looks like a very narrow version. So I'm going to hold it up close, and you can see how much cushion is on this rim. If you are a pressure player, meaning you push the mouthpiece into your face, then that much cushion is going to help you. However, ironically, most pressure players want to push a lot of air, like, and when you do that, then you're not going to fit it through this small 143 throat. So that's kind of the irony with a lot of lead mouthpieces, is that they have this big cushion rim for people that are going to push hard, but when they're pushing a lot of air, they can't get it through. There are very few lead mouthpieces that have a big enough throat for that kind of playing, and that's why a lot of you have it back up on you. You have hernias, your eyes bulge, everything else. It's because you're pushing too much air, when really you just need to narrow the airstream, compress, increase the air pressure. So let's play this and see what it does. Being that it is that narrow, it's going to feel weird. So it sounds fine. It feels good. The back bore is really kind of a medium small, a 330 or 335. The amount of air you can put through a 143 is very limited, so I have to keep a very tight airstream. But if you want to use this mouthpiece for lead playing and you have pressure problems, this might be the solution. So sliding up to double high C is pretty easy. What I'm doing is getting a little bit of air in my lungs and in my mouth, and I'm just compressing it really hard. I'm not taking a deep breath, because if I did, this will back up on me. I even will take a breath and let it out. That makes it a lot easier. to use a little bit of air, really in all registers, but in the upper register a tiny bit. Could this be a good lead mouthpiece? Yes, if you are a pressure player. I would recommend using a larger diameter, unless you have really small mouth, and learning not to be a pressure player if that's one of your issues. And for those of you who aren't using a lot of mouthpiece pressure, I don't know that you're going to find this is going to solve any problems. You may want to try a different size.